Um, there were also during this time, around April 30th and shortly thereafter, some clarifications on process. And these were very important because the reality was there was a lack of guidance. Keep in mind, these regulations were created in 2013 with the mind of a pilot, and they have not been significantly reviewed with minor tweaks in a substantial way, despite the evolution of the program. So these policy guidelines are very important, and we're going to talk later about some cases, and this is really important for everyone to pay attention to. For all applications, an officer must only accept updated commitment certificates until the receipt of the first SUV PR application from any member of the entrepreneurial team listed on the certificate. So if you receive a certificate, right, and that certificate is valid for 6 months, if any one of your members files that application, even if it's just 1 out of 5 people, no further updates can be made to the certificate, right? And that's very important because there have been issues in the past where we've been retained by individuals, and we've seen that there were 2 or 3 different certificates, and there were updates to the certificates, and people were added and taken off sometimes a year later. This makes it very clear there's a lock-in date, right? And so once that first PR application has been receipted, it's locked in. There can be no further changes. If you're in a situation where you had changes, you need to get advice, because you'll see the federal court case law is very strict in its interpretation. Another beneficial clarification was that where an essential member has received PR in another program, let's assume that somebody in your team applied for express entry and was selected and became a PR. In the past, we'd seen cases where everyone was refused, but they've clarified that if all other requirements are met, officers can still approve the rest of the group before proceeding with the withdrawal of the applicant who applied for PR under another stream. So good to know if you have a teammate and they've advised you that they received PR, there should be a notice that you do, but it's not an automatic refusal. In fact, it can be entertained. And the last one is if someone passes away in your group, and with processing time, sometimes that's possible, then it's still possible for the individual to be withdrawn and for the rest of the group to be processed. So those are useful pieces of advice that came out as well in April.